Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for watching today. We have a very, very special video for you today. This is a conversation with the crew who supported me through the Facebook Accelerator Program, the Facebook Community Accelerator Program. I participated in 2022, 2023. I received a grant from Facebook, and we used it to do a whole bunch of things, which included rebranding the business, starting up business accounts in the new business name, building a website, launching a magazine, launching an online course, and making 100 videos to show how upcycled textiles are supporting social causes in South Africa. And within those 100 videos, it also included a documentary to kind of summarize the whole story that we captured on film. In that process, we also visited a bunch of thrift shops and charity stores where we spent some of the money from the grant and where we made videos that will hopefully help these charity stores to get more people through their door and help them with fundraising. So that's quite a lot that we did with 40,000 US dollars. And in retrospect, looking back, I'm quite proud of this team because Fish, as you were listening to me tell you about all of that, you work with big budgets all the time. I think we did quite a lot with quite a little during that project.
Yeah, yeah. I think we did an amazing amount. So, yeah, that whole project really opened my eyes to what's possible, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, that was
So,
amazing.
so for those of you who are watching, Fish and Diane were the video production crew. And Genevieve was my finance lady. She helped me to keep all the record keeping in order and everything in order with suppliers and all my payments up to date. And she made sure that my reporting to Global Giving was in order so that they could sign off at the end and say, all right, you did the right thing with the money that we gave you. And I would never have been signed off if it wasn't for Genevieve. So these people are very, very important crew members in the process. And Fish actually came along and rescued me. We had a very, very short timeline in which to roll out our plan that we'd created. And our first production crew that we had didn't work out. We didn't get the kind of content that we were looking for from our pilot process. And I got in touch with Fish, and I said to him, I'm in deep trouble. How deep was the trouble I was in?
Oh, yo, I remember just sure. I remember after we had spoke,
Yes,
going to the team and being like, we need to do something really big, really fast, and
yes,
really well, guys.
yes,
And there's like no room because you've already been through something with a previous crew. So,
yes,
yeah, I could tell you were stressed, and everything was like getting tight. Um,
yes,
so I think one of my happiest moments was also just knowing that we are starting to push out what you'd like and that the ball was rolling.
yes,
Because yeah, it went from a lot of stress to like slowly coming down. I
yes.
think, yeah, I started getting everything rolling. But yeah, it did start off with a lot of stress and a lot of speed.
So I was really impressed with your crew because you showed up and you did what you said you would do. Um, through the accelerator, one of my big lessons in that process was that service providers can let you down. I thought that when I finally had money to spend, I'd get what I needed. I just discovered that I would discover more service providers who could do well, not deliver anything and just take money and disappear. So
Yeah,
I was so relieved when I found you guys. And realized that we were good to go and that I had a viable something to show to Facebook because I was under so much pressure at that point. So what a lot of people don't realize is, and this was like, it was like a critical point for me in the whole process, was the day I received the funding to roll out the the video part of the process, was the day that I knew that my pilot had failed.
Yeah.
So they approved all of my stuff. They said, okay, your plans are approved. This is good to go. Here's the money. And the day it landed, I knew that the plan I'd made was not going to work, and that whatever I'd told them was fiction. I was going to have to do something else because otherwise I'd have nothing. And
Mm.
I think that was possibly the most stressful point in my life. I can actually remember sitting in the B&B that morning, just looking at the money in my account, going, like, I'm bluffing here where I'm sitting. Like, I've got nothing.
You almost felt like you were a phony, eh? You were like
Totally.
faking it. Yeah.
Totally. Talk about imposter syndrome. That's the point where it wipes you right out. You're like, what am
Mm.
I doing here? And what if at the end of it, after all this talk and this promising to Facebook, I have nothing to deliver?
Mm.
That's a very,
And then in stepped Fish.
yes, yes. And Diane too, because Diane was working frantically behind the scenes. Fish was shooting
Yeah.
in front of the scenes. Diane
Yeah.
was working her butt off to keep up with the editing because every single day we just brought in more stuff and she had to keep on going. Diane, how did
Yeah.
that feel for you?
It was, in the beginning, it was stressful because I remember Fish like sitting me down and explaining how many videos you needed. And I was just like, and we have how long left? So there was just like catching up with all of the videos that just you guys had done some filming, and there was some content that needed to be edited. So I was catching up with that. And while I was doing that, you guys were also still going out every single day and shooting. So there was literally a time like, yeah, I would be alone at the desk just editing, and you guys were out filming, and I was like, gosh, I need to finish this before they get back. So that like I can carry on with what they've just done today. So it was stressful, but I did feel that as the time went on and we got into a rhythm, and I really felt like you also trusted me, and that helped a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that the work, it just got easier and easier to do, honestly.
Well, you guys were easy to trust because you showed up and the results came out early.
Yeah.
I'd spent 120,000 Rand and I had no video to show for it. When I'd spent my first 10,000 Rand with you guys, I already had product.
Oh,
Yeah.
Big difference here. Big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your willingness to just jump in and get something that was workable straight away was amazing. It was really incredible. And I'd like to acknowledge you and thank you because you did an incredible job.
Yeah.
I know by the end of the process I was tired and crabby with everybody. Because I was like, and Fish, I must tell you this, it's something about my creative work. There's always a point in the creative work where I absolutely hate it, just at the end. But there's nothing I like about it.
Yeah.
And then I have to go away and come back to it again and go, okay, now let me look at it again now that I don't have all these feelings rushing through me anymore.
Yeah.
After
What
you've
does it
let
look
it
like
out.
and is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's common with like creatives as well. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I experience it as much, but I think I see it a lot in like the creatives that we work with and we manage. Like there's always a point where, yeah, everyone's sort of like shaky and antsy, and it's, we still got like one more week to do and you've got to finish it, and it's a bit rough. That last push is a bit hard, but you were also really amazing in that last push. Like we didn't really get that sense
feeling,
that
yeah.
you were like done with it or
Crabby,
anything.
yeah.
So
Really?
also, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that also made it easier. Just like
Okay.
yeah, that
Okay.
the mood was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason that I was able to fake it so well to the end was because Genevieve was dragging me over the line. I just
There was a lot of rah-rah going on. You could do this. You could do
Yeah,
it.
just
You're almost there.
yes. She was like, Mel, just give me one more piece of paper. We just need these numbers here, and then I can finish it for you. And then I just gave her a bunch of stuff, and I said, make sense of this in financial terms, in bookkeeping terms, so that they can just sign it off and give me my certificate. Because by then, like, I had nothing left, nothing.
mm,
You were done.
yeah.
You actually literally had nothing left in your bank. You had spent everything. You were done.
It's true. I even spent my money, didn't I, before I got home?
Oh, no.
So for those of you who are watching, I did pay myself a stipend through the whole process. So I was getting a salary through the whole process. One of the requirements was that we spent the entire grant money on the plan that we said we were going to spend it on. And if there was any money left at the end of the program, we had to pay it back to Facebook. So that was why I had so many videos with you guys just running like that. Because what I also realized halfway through was that I didn't know any other way that I could spend that amount of money that fast in South Africa other than making film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or unless I wanted to spend a lot of money on a big website that may or may not work as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in order to meet the requirements of the grant, like I had no other idea how to spend that much money that fast, which was also quite an interesting experience for me.
And look what you ended up with. I mean, 100 videos.
It's
Wow.
it's beautiful. You know, I still sit and look at those videos. I watch them often. And when I look at them as a body of work, I'm so proud of what we did. Because we told a magnificent story
Definitely.
of what
Definitely did.
Upcycle Textiles are doing. Like for me,
And
that's
from so many different points of view, so many
Yeah.
different parts of the country, people in different ways, the way they're doing upcycling. It was such a wonderful overall story.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now that I've stepped back and I come back and I look at that overarching narrative, you nailed it. Fish and
Definitely
Diane
did.
nailed it. You really
I'm so
did.
glad. 'Cause that was, I think it was a world that was familiar to us just because of how we are personally and how we feel about textiles and everything. But at the same time, doing the project opened up South Africa to us so much, and
Okay.
just seeing all these different businesses and all these different stories that we had no clue about,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
they're now
It was a real
just
eye opener, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
the entire experience. Everyone on the crew came to me afterwards and just said like, this is one of the craziest projects we've worked on, just because of like what we're hearing and what we're seeing and how new it is and eye-opening it is. So yeah, that impact was crazy for us, and I think it's still one of our favorite projects that we've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
it was
cool.
amazing. Yeah, I watch it back a lot, and we also just think about it and talk about it a lot. I mean, Marcus, when we did the shoots in Cape Town, Marcus had just moved to Cape Town, so that was
Yes.
like the first piece of work he did down there. And he's now thriving and super happy in Cape Town and working. And a lot of the people he started working with were people that he met on that set that he still works with
Oh,
now.
wow.
So yeah, it's been crazy also just to see the impact of the project outside of like the intentional stuff. Just the
Yes.
unexpected impact as well has been massive.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
Thank you. And Riza, What's he up to?
Riza's Riza's moving as well. He's now directing at a company called Dolph. They're like
Okay.
right down the street. So we still work together, but then he's there full time and he loves
Okay.
it. It's more the advertising space, but they give him a lot of like creative freedom, which he really
Okay.
loves.
Okay.
We've collaborated with them as well. So yeah, the work has been really cool. Riza's really enjoying it and stepping into being a director more.
Okay. Okay. That's
Which,
very cool
yeah,
for him.
it's been really cool. Yeah. Mm.
And what projects are you currently working on, Fish?
Yo, what are we working on now? We just finished. Oh, I just finished an animation on carbon emissions,
Okay.
which was super fun and really interesting. We partnered with a company in Copenhagen who
Yes.
help companies report on their carbon emissions and keep track of it and help, like, their software helps them lower and monitor carbon emissions across different industries.
Okay.
Um, so that was super interesting. And they actually found me because of the docu.
Oh,
One of the girls,
Oh,
Tatiana, had seen the docu, yeah. So she had picked me as an animator because um, they wanted to work with someone who was also interested in the environment and being environmentally conscious. So that's something that's just out. I'll send you a link if you want to like cut it in.
very cool.
uh,
Very cool.
but yeah, that was really cool. We just finished a film as well.
Yeah.
Um,
mm.
it's called. Oh wait, I don't think we're allowed to talk about
Yeah.
it yet.
That's super exciting. That's super
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful. That was also a big change from what we'd been doing, which was mainly working with businesses and helping businesses grow. We went into, yeah, doing some narrative work and doing short stories and films. So that one's finished now. So we're just waiting for that to be released and for us
Yeah.
to be allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then we're starting to do some passion projects and write our own films and stuff as well. So I
Oh,
think,
cool.
yeah, that's what we'll be doing towards the end of the year.
Okay. And your
Mm.
own
Hey, we
films,
still got
fiction?
Cannes Film Festival aspirations, don't we?
Pardon?
We still got Cannes Film Festival aspirations. Remember we
Yeah,
were going
yeah,
to still got
yeah,
those.
yeah. We've also been learning a lot about the festival space, which has been really interesting, and just figuring out how to navigate that space with the projects that we do have, because now we are sitting on quite a few projects that we think are beautiful and ready for festival. Yeah, so applying, learning about it, learning about which festivals to try target, that type of stuff as well. Mm.
Yes, I realized when we were talking about Cannes Film Festival during the project while we were making it, that I was very, very naive about how it worked. Because after I got home and I started doing some research about the film festivals and stuff, I was like, oh my goodness, this is almost like a whole other field that I have to now learn about.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a whole new field and a whole new game to get
Yes.
into. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, yeah. Yeah, and I actually attended an interesting webinar a while back with filmmakers in Africa, and just to understand how the lens is different from an African context compared to an American context also for
Yeah.
filmmaking. Very, very different approaches needed.
Mm.
So,
Unbelievable.
how do you
Can
feel
we
about
not?
the film that we made, Fish? 2 years down.
I love it. I love it. I think it's great. Not just because of like the personal impact, but I also think it's just something that it's a story that I felt it felt really good to make it. It was something
Yeah.
that needed to be told. Um, yeah, so I love it. I think it's great. One thing I really want to do, I know we've been like talking about it, is following up as well.
Yes.
Being able to, yeah, like see everyone in person again, visit some of the businesses again in the stores and see how they're moving,
Yes.
and how the clients, how the climate has like either shifted or stayed the same since we last filmed. Yeah, that film sort of changed my life because now I'm in the world and not leaving. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's so exciting. And you're also giving me some ideas. Maybe there's some goals for me to fundraise towards. Maybe I need to enter another accelerator or another something somewhere along the way that will enable us to make a follow-up. Because it would be super interesting to like go back 5 years later and see which of those businesses are still there, how they've grown, how they've changed. I know Winnie's done some amazing work since we interviewed her. She's done some amazing training work and that kind of thing. So I think it would be really super interesting to do a follow-up. And
Yeah.
it gives me some ideas, stuff that I can work towards. So future goals. Let's hope this is not the last time we work together.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think we've been exploring on our side the funding thing because I know the NFVF gives you funding to like complete projects that you've started.
Okay.
So we applied for that this year. And yeah, we'll try to just find some funding and stuff because it's definitely not the last time. I don't want it
Yes.
to be the last.
It's a story worth telling, isn't it?
Pardon?
Well, this.
It's a story worth telling.
Yeah, and also,
Yeah.
so this is how the next step begins.
Yeah.
We've all had a rest, and now I have other plotting to do. You've given me other goals that now I can figure out how to make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you to all of you for joining me tonight. It was really special to see all of you in one room.
Of course.
Thanks, Diane, for making it. It's so cool to see you all.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Can I
and
ask a question before we
absolutely.
that? Yeah. I just wanted to hear about how the community is doing now.
Oh,
How they
the community's doing great. We've doubled our numbers from when we
What?
had Accelerator.
Crazy.
We are 3,800 members away from 250,000 members.
Whoa.
That is insane. Well done.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
In fact, Melanie, tell them the story about the other group because I think
Yes.
it puts it into context.
Yes, so there's another group on Facebook that does not specifically textile upcycling, but upcycling in general. And a few months before I received the grant from Facebook, they received a grant from Facebook for $50,000. So they received 10,000 US more than I did.
Yeah.
With the money, they built a website and an online course. I went to look last week at their group. The community still exists, but the website and online course are gone.
Crazy.
Correct. So not only did we tick all the boxes that we said we were going to do all those things, and we did them, we've also managed to maintain them 2 years beyond the end of the project.
Yeah.
And we've increased our membership.
Yes.
We're producing the magazine every month.
Yeah, we've got 24 editions of the
I've been
magazine out.
I've been watching the releases. It's crazy.
So
Sure.
the community is healthy. The online course has got 50 topics in it. We're adding more content all the time. So it's the foundations that you laid. We're building on top of that. We're building on top of that. Remember that funny box project that we made, like just to have
Yeah.
something to put in.
Yeah.
There are now 50 topics in there, and like all different teachers adding different content. It's all happening. So just to let you guys know, that we did some foundational work there that we're still building on.
Yeah.
And you can take credit
No, it
for
wasn't
some
a
of that,
waste.
because
Mm.
if we hadn't produced a cohesive story and said, look, we've ticked all the boxes, we've done what we said we were going to do, we wouldn't have the reputation to have gotten to where we are now.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear that. That is
Makes me so happy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. All of us, we did it. And I couldn't have done it without my team. I really couldn't have done it without my team. And that includes my online team, who keep the community going while I'm doing other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
While I'm running around pretending to be a movie director.
That's
Wow.
amazing to hear. Oh my God.
It
Yeah.
is well. It is well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. I'm not going to take any more of your time on a Saturday. Thank you so much for showing up. It means the world to me that you're all here. And it is very, very good for my soul to see the old team back together again and just say, hello, I miss you all. Hugs and kisses. I hope you're well.
yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about you a lot all the time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh,
All right. Thank you to those of you who have been watching this conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful. And if you have any questions about the accelerator, if you will please put them in the comments or send them to me by email or WhatsApp or whichever way you normally communicate with me, and I will answer them for you. All right. Have a fantastic day.